a couple lessons I should teach my fellow normal people that watch this channel, and they pick at us unnormal people so much, but yet they can't even comprehend simple things. Now, the trick that was played earlier by somebody pretending to be someone that they're not, and illegally false flagging my videos under a false copyright that of a content that didn't belong to them, and on top of that, the content was available openly from Google, which is the same company as YouTube, which is fair use. Entitled the Stinson Hartwick book, Not in Service, Part 1. I verified with Stinson, and he told me that he did not make any complaints, and he doesn't even know nothing about my channel. So I wonder who in the fuck could be up to this, and what better than to know our favorite albino idiot who keeps doing these things. And I'm just going by one of his usernames, and for the last several weeks and months I've been ignoring this guy, but every time he does stuff purposely where I can't just ignore it. I mean, it's hard to ignore somebody when they're literally trying to take your channel down for no good reason and deliberately false flagging videos and pretending that they're using identities that belong to other people that is not theirs. He even went as far as using Stinson Hartwick's email address. Not only used his name, but used his email address to make a copyright claim. And I got evidence that Stinson, and I contacted him in email, and I contacted him on YouTube, and he told me that he did not do anything. I believe him because nobody watches this channel. Unlike Monthly 2020, who believes everything people say or see, and this is not slander, it's the truth, I can do a benefit of a doubt because I know how the internet is. I've been around since 2013. This guy, Monthly 2020, and using an example, claims that he has been on the internet as long, but the difference between him and me is I dealt with people. He never dealt with people. Only thing he did was in this fantasy land drawing comic books, and he came involved dealing with people around the Yarid Genesis times, and then I think some of his videos involved scammers, and then with gaming as far as certain people. But as far as his channel by itself is not active in performance. So, like I said, there is a lot of shit going on. So
you can read what they say, and you can respond and call them back. The 800 numbers on there.
And if I can't read it, you'll help me. Because the thing about it is that I can't stand people who deliberately try to do stuff. Now, I'm still gonna ignore this guy and not give him no attention because but I'm just responding that if there's some strange stuff going on, it is not me. It is this guy. He's been doing all types of stuff in the name of whatever agenda he has. And it's hard. It's hard dealing with this guy. And YouTube has the worst customer service possible. I made several complaints against what this guy is doing. They have refused to see things. That their system is so flaky. When I counteract this privacy complaint of all my 3 videos regarding the Stinson Hartwick book, I said in the description that I have full evidence that this is not Stinson Hartwick because I contacted Stinson. His email address is in the Stinson Hartwick for President page website. Your campaign, the one of those websites where you make your own campaign. And so there is a lot of stupid people that kind of resent Yarid. So I use one person, Monthly 2020, as an example, who believes everything they see, but not wise enough to see that there are people that can pull all kinds of tricks and things. At one time, he acknowledges that there are people that play games, but my intake on it is that he sees what he wants to see out of his own self-centered, egotistical ways, and is very biased towards characters. Whenever he does these good and anti-heroes, it's basically a biased video. It's not really anything good. I'm not right now. I'm trying to relax. Right now, what I'm want to do is talk about a couple people that visit this channel, and they kind of go behind my back. One person's by the name of Stu Dog, who seems to have an issue with, seems to listen to everything that this guy says, Motley 2020, while others have a clear mind to see that there's something kind of wrong with this guy. But the only reason why people agree with Motley 2020 is for this, because of people that he reviews is the people that they review, like, you know, Alfred Genesis, Daniel Minecraft, all these other people. You know, that's the only reason why that he was ever noticed, was because he's part of this Yarid community, whether if he sees it fit or not. And strangely, at this same community, which I'm not associated with, but I am part of by default, not because I want to be. It's basically because most people, when they see my channel, they say, well, nobody pays this guy no mind, nobody cares what this guy says. So I know very well, getting to the point of my story, my situation, that it's only one person that visit my account and a couple other people who I believe that are involved. And I have a question. I wondered if this guy Jay was the one that called my apartment complex, because I was looking around in the dumpsters, and it just came in my mind, what if this idiot was the one that called my apartment complex? Because if he did, then it confirms everything that he said in one of his videos. But I'm not accusing him, but it's a large possibility that it's a large possibility that he might be one of those people that responsible. I don't, because if George says it's true that he didn't do it, then it had to be one person, and that's him. And if I'm right about the pizza orders around July when I reported it to the police, then it had to be him. And I do believe that there are other people involved that are not doing stuff, but maybe giving him money, as he says as he says that people are giving him. And the rest of the video where he admits that, I didn't really give a fuck what he owns. I don't care what he does. I mean, he talks about stuff, I guess, to make me feel bad, and I don't give a fuck how much stuff you have, how much life you have better than me. I don't give a fuck. I worry about myself and my own well-being and the here and now, you know. So this other shit that he talks about, I don't really watch, and some of his, I don't even watch all of this guy's videos. Some of it, the only one that was interesting was the one with the thing. Now, I already knew this for about a couple weeks, but again, I just sat there and I just didn't want to give the guy any attention. But I do believe, because ain't nobody watching this channel, and this channel's not worthy enough for a good audience, except the ones that visit this channel. And the ones that I know that visit this channel is Marty Hungren, Billy Baxter, and this guy, 2 Liter J. And then the only reason why Motley 2020 knows about this channel is because either people tell him about what I say about him, or he deliberately scans videos to see if anybody talks about him. There was a video that Daniel Minecraft did one time where he was alerted. He claimed that he found out that somebody told him that Daniel Minecraft did a video and mocked him in terms of the spider in your room. If you don't subscribe, there may be a spider crawling your room, to make light of this guy situation growing up with his foster parents. So he gets people either telling him stuff, or he also, in the combination of this, at the same time, looks up stuff himself because of his own egotistical mind, when in reality he's not as bright as he appears to be as far as certain literacy. And I'm not saying this to be mean or to be crude, and it's not slander. It's based on the things that I'm seeing and the materials thereof. I one day want to do a good extensive review of Motley 2020, but right now I don't know how to do videos for shit. But when I do, I will have everything I have saved from the last several months analyzed. But regarding this 2-liter J, he pulls a lot of stuff. And the people that are so hoo-ha-ha against Yarid, the stuff that Yarid does, this guy does, but it's not at a majority of people. It's only to me. And so with the internet, you know how people are when you speak about your situation and then they want to make it a spin saying, oh, he wants us to feel sorry for him or play the victim, when really you're speaking the truth, and that the people don't care unless it involves a group. If it's something that's a group, then that's when people care. So what I'm saying is this: if Jay was doing it to more than one person, you know, besides myself, then that's when everybody starts to care. But it's only one person, then who gives a fuck? So all you people that say, well, we don't tolerate no kind of bullies or stuff on the internet, or no kind of this rah-rah scumbag trolls on the internet, well, you're full of shit, because if you were to take a look really carefully, you would have known that these people are right next to you. But you don't see it because your brain is what you want to see. You're so deluded. But anyway, I'm going to continue this channel until I die, as far as I'm concerned, and or when I'm ready to close it down, which is not even close. I'll continue this channel until I die, and I just want to send a message to those that are against me, and those that are not in the scenes but are doing stuff behind the scenes, that you think that if you're going to scare me off of here, I'm sorry, but I will do everything I can in my power to stand for what I believe in, even if you put a bullet in my head. That's the only way you're going to get me offline, is if you put a bullet in my head, and that is the message that I'm sending out to the people. Thank you for watching. Alright, I'm going to do a pre-recording since I'm having problems with Jay. Perfect. Speech notes. Very good. Thank you. I might have disagreements towards you. I might have disagreements, to be honest. But I'm not going to rail you or anything. I respect people, even enemies, believe it or not. My mother taught me some sense. Tells me alright, so I want to talk about this. I have even contacted Stinson Hardwick in regards to asking for permission to review his books. I want you to take a look at what 2-liter J tries to do. This is a coward. This is somebody that doesn't like a person with no rhythm and rhyme. And, you know, I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care if anybody don't like me, actually. But when you take your point of view and you direct it towards other people, you are having territory that is over the internet. I mean, I could put up with people like Miss Whiplash. I could put up with people like Muttley 2020. I could put up with the majority of the people that I came across of. But what this guy represents is something that I think nobody shouldn't be putting up with at all, or tolerate in that matter, because if he does it to me, chances are he'll do it to anybody online. But he seems to have more fired up with me than anybody else he dealt with, and it's strange. So here is my contact with myself and Stenson Hartwick, and I'm going to read it because it represents everything that I'm saying is true. I asked in my last email 40 minutes ago, I need your permission for something. Is it alright I review one of your books? It's not the full book, it's one-time trial book. I meant to put one of those one-time trial books. This is his response 14 minutes ago. Yes, okay, but only if you review it with a non-biased, non-conceding attitude, meaning no mocking, teasing, or additional negative content to the book. And there's my response. I says, thank you very much. Very good, thank you. And I told him, gave him my respects, and that's it. So, yeah, I got the evidence that I've actually got permission to review his content, as long as it's not in a biased way, which is not. It's just nothing but me reading the book. Now, I may laugh at a few things, because between him and the people that he debated on the internet, it is entertaining. But I told Stenson that I treat everybody, as long as they permit me to, with the same respect. As far as and I even do that to my enemies. So I even told Stenson that. So the thing about it is that the only real way you can take me down, and I'm really scared to say this, is if you put a bullet in my head. That's the only real way. Because honestly, I don't give up easily. And it's not out of ego, it's just how I always lived. Maybe I got lazy on one thing, but there's some things I don't get lazy to in a way that I just don't give up easily. And I might not be the most aggressive person, or the best, or the strongest person, or I could be weak to a lot of you. But you can tell that Jay's getting tired of me, which he has no obligation to even visit my channel. He's just making himself visit me. And on top of that, the thing about it is that, again, if you think you're going to take me down the way you're doing, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to put a bullet in my head. That's the only real way. I prefer not to live anyway, to be honest. I prefer to go to heaven and meet Jesus. So, there you go. This is part 2 of the only way you're going to take me down is if you put a bullet in my head. Goodbye. Toodles.